Good evening, Titans, and this is Mr. Simpson, and tonight we're going to be beginning lesson 6.2 titled Radicals and Rational Exponents. Now, here's our vocabulary. First of all, the one is the nth root of a. For an integer n greater than 1, if b to the nth is equal to a, then b is an nth root of a. Second vocabulary word, radical, an expression of the form, the nth root, and then that radical symbol, a. And then the index of a radical is the value of n in the radical. Now, if you think about what you did last year with this, you did square roots. So you may have had like the square root of 4, and there was not a number written there as your index. Because if there's not one, it's understood to be a 2, which would be the nth root of 4, or the square root of 4, which would be 2. You also may remember, like the square root of 25 would equal the whole number 5. And that's what you worked with. Well, this year we're going to do higher roots than just the square root. So if we look at the core concept, real nth roots of a, let n be an integer greater than 1, and let a be a real number. So again, the n, or the index, is going to be a whole number greater than 1. So it's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Also notice that we have here that it says that the nth root of a could also be rewritten as a to the 1 over n. So if we had what you're familiar with, the square root of 25, that could have been written as 25 to the 1/2 power. Since the index of a square root is understood to be a 2, the square root of 25 could be written as 25 to the 1/2 power. Now, let's get back to the core concept here. And what it says is if n is odd, meaning if the index is odd, so if I have the cube root of 8, then this is my a, has only one real nth root, meaning what number times itself 3 times can equal 8. And in this case, only 2 is that answer. And if I have the a is a negative number, let's say it's the cube root of 8. Well, what number times itself gives me a negative 8? Well, only negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 can equal a negative 8. So the cube root of a negative 8 is only a negative 2. All right. Now, we look at the second one here. It says if n is even and a is greater than 0, then there are going to be 2 real nth roots. And so if it's written as plus or minus, say, the 4th root of 16, well, because 16 could be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, then the 4th root of 16 is 2, but it also could be negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. So in reality, there are 2 4th roots of 16, 2 or a negative 2. And when they want both of them, they'll write that symbol out in front. So it's a plus or minus 2. The third one says if n is even now and a is 0, then there's only one nth root. So if I have the 6th root of 0, well, there's only 0 is your only answer. Okay? And then the last one is if n is even if n is even, so it's like the fourth root, but I have a negative 16, well, there's no way of getting the same number multiplied times itself 4 times and getting a negative answer. So this has no real roots. So no real roots. Okay? All right.